Good evening, guys, and happy Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces. I do not have a Meijer haul for you guys today, only because some things came up and other things that were sort of planned, but we've kind of had a whole thing yesterday, and then it turned into kind of like carrying over from today, was something that's ended up happening, and then like in the afternoon. And so my dad had some stuff though that then he had to take care of, and like I said, it was just a whole thing. So we didn't end up getting to go to Meijer today. So we are going to go tomorrow, and then my dad's going to do Tony's and Caputo's on Friday, so I should have that to share with you guys then. I don't have very much to get from Meijer, and I don't have very much to get from Aldi. I don't have very much to get from Tony's and Caputo's either, so even pushing it a day back, it's not going to be hopefully too bad. But I got to some editing today and uploading. Well, actually no, I didn't upload, I don't think, but I did edit today, which was really awesome. And it was actually funny though, because I was watching the Cubs game, and I had like just started editing though, like towards the end of the Cubs game. So I was like, I'm gonna just try and get to some more editing. So I was like, I'll just try and find something random to put on TV while I do that. And normally I think I edit best when I'm like watching sports, because it's not something I have to really pay attention to, but like I can look up if, you know, they're like, if I hear something, you know, it's more something that like I can listen to and still like edit at the same time, if that makes sense. Whereas like a movie or something like that, I get very distracted and I have to like watch what's going on, whereas in like sports I can just listen to it more. Which is why like my dad actually says back in the day he used to have the TV on, but he used to actually turn the radio on to like listen to like the Cubs game or something like that, because he liked listening to like the like, you know, play-by-play and or color commentary more from like listening to the radio, because it's much more descriptive than listening to it from the TV announcers, because they don't have to be quite as descriptive, just because you're also watching it in part as well. So he again like preferred to actually do it that way. So like I said though, that's kind of the same for me. Like I can just kind of like listen, and then because sometimes, you know, again too, like they'll be talking in the background of a sports game or whatever, you know, and doing more like the color commentary kind of stuff going on or whatever it is. And then, you know, if something interesting happens during like, you know, like the play, then the play-by-play announcer will do a little bit more of that. Then that's kind of the point when I look up, you know, and I'm like, oh, like somebody got a hit or whatever, you know, like I'll actually like watch kind of the play or what's going on or whatever. And sometimes I can even kind of watch and edit at the same time, and then just listen to like my editing in like the video and watch the TV. So sometimes I kind of go back and forth, but I think for me it's best and it's easiest for me to like have sports on TV while I'm editing. And I don't really like to just sit in silence and do it, because then I get too distracted. Like then I end up on my phone and all kinds of other stuff, which isn't again too bad either, because I can sometimes do like I can be, you know, like multitask and do both at the same time. But for me, more like editing, sometimes when I know like I need to put more time into it, like to edit something, then like I'll just pause the video, and then sometimes it takes me a while to actually get back to like the point where I need to edit or make cuts or, you know, whatever it is. And so like I said, I don't like doing something on my phone that requires more of my attention, because then it takes me a while to get back to like whatever that I might need to actually be editing. So I break it up a lot, and like instead of just going straight through and like just having that be my main focus. But I can also make my grocery list while I'm editing at the same time too, which I was doing later this afternoon as well. So though, since again the sports game was over and I had nothing else to watch, I even finished watching the post-game show, I was like, you know what, I'll just try and flip around stations and, you know, see what else is on. And so funny enough though, Guardians of the Galaxy was on, which I think Matthew was actually just watching the other day, because he texted me and Jack something about it, and like was saying something about it like that made me think he had just watched it, or he heard something about it, I don't know. And then because the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie is supposed to be coming out, I think It's either this Friday or the following Friday, actually, I think. It might be this Friday. So maybe that was why it was actually on TV, but they had it on, like, I think it was on Stars or something like that. And then they had it running 2 more times after, like, I was, like, the one movie I was watching. They had it on another 2 times, and I was, like, checking to make sure it wasn't the second one. No, they had it running 3 consecutive times, the same movie, on the same station. And then the other station also, too, had it a little bit, like, further behind, and I was like, really? Like, they had multiple viewings of the same movie for, like I said, hours. You could just rewatch it 3 times in a row if you wanted to. So I watched that while I was editing, which, again, because it's a movie I've seen so much, it wasn't something that I needed to, like, really dedicate my time to, like, paying attention to and watching. So I was editing while I was doing that. Then that was over, and like I said, I wasn't going to keep watching it for a second time. So I ended up switching channels, and funny enough, I think I mentioned to you guys too earlier, or no, over the weekend, I think me and Jack, maybe it was on Sunday or Saturday night or something, we were watching, because Disney Plus just got a couple of the new Spider-Man, not new Spider-Man movies, the old ones. They got the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, I think all 3 of them, and the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, which I think, I want to say Stars has the rights, like, or the streaming rights or whatever, to the second one, because that one is always on Stars, like, all the time. I've seen that movie, like, 8 times probably, because it always seems like it's on, and I just happen to, like, be flipping channels and it's on. And so, and I forget what I was watching last night, but it was something too that was on Stars that I was like, oh, this is really good, something I hadn't seen in a while. But I don't remember what it was. But I like having the movie channels, because then I can just kind of watch something, especially if it's something I haven't seen in a while, or something that I'm like, oh yeah, like I want to watch that again. Like, forget what movie it was with Robin Williams. I think maybe it's called Awakening or something like that. But I saw that movie a long time ago, and I thought it was really good. But it's not like it's an older movie, and it wasn't, I don't think it was insanely super popular, but it was always kind of an interesting movie to me. And then I caught, like, midway through and then fell asleep watching it. So I didn't see the beginning and I didn't see the end. I just saw the middle again, and it was like, it's been years, like probably middle school since the last time I saw that movie. And so I'm like, I really want to know what it was about again, because I really don't remember. Which is funny, because there could be movies too that you've seen like a million times and you actually kind of forget it. Like, I had seen The Secret Life of Bees at least maybe 2 or 3 times, but I read the book, and the book, first off, is somewhat different from the movie, and on top, and it's much more descriptive. I actually, honestly guys, that's one of my favorite, like, solo books, because I will say probably Harry Potter's maybe next closest, but as far as like solo, like there was no sequel or anything like that written about it, like that one is probably one of my favorites, just because the visuals from reading that book was really good. But rereading it, I had such a different perspective of the way I saw it reading the book than the way I remember watching it. So like, because it was so far, like, since I'd seen it last, I had no real recollection of like what the movie, how the movie depicted like the scenes and like the, like, you know, the house, you know, like that kind of stuff, because it's very like, that was like very descriptive in the book, and the way though it was described more in the movie was much more different than the way like I kind of saw it. And so like watching the movie though, I didn't have the same, like, even though I'd seen the movie before I read the book, and then it'd been a really long time, I read the book and then I watched the movie again shortly after that, and not like I had more of the picture of the house and like the layout, like all that kind of stuff of it, like more similar to the book than like the way I remembered it from the movie, if that makes sense. And too, there's movies that I've seen like a long time ago though that I really don't remember, but then all of a sudden, like I said, I'll come across it on like a, you know, a channel or something like that, and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this movie in so long, you know, and there'll be parts to it where I'm like, I don't really remember entirely the plot or like the storyline, or, you know, again, something like that. So like I said, I there's like sometimes movies will pop up that again I haven't seen in a long time, but then I'm like, oh, I really want to watch that again, you know, because I don't remember what it was about or anything. And again too, it could be a movie that I've seen a lot lot, and I still don't remember. Like, even to The Incredibles, again, watched that movie probably 100 times when I was little, but me, Jack, and my mom just rewatched it one weekend a few weeks ago, and rewatching it again too, there was a lot of stuff that I was like, I didn't understand this, or I didn't know about this, or even too, I didn't really get that it was kind of set in that like 60s era kind of. I don't know why, like I didn't pick that up really, I guess, when I was, I mean, like I knew that it wasn't really completely like our time, but I didn't really understand, like, you know, kind of like, again, based on the clothing and, you know, the furniture style and the houses, you know, the cars, all that kind of stuff. I didn't really understand like what time era kind of it was. And so again too, and even some parts of the story, like rewatching it, I was like, I didn't really realize that, or I didn't know about that. And so like I said, you know, it's funny how like your memory maybe isn't sometimes as strong as you think it is, especially when you go back and rewatch something. So anyways, and so then after the Guardians movie, I switched, was watching Spider-Man No Way Home was on, which I think I was telling you guys just the other day. Me and Jack were watching the first Amazing Spider-Man movie that was just literally last weekend. So I was like, oh my gosh, this like works out so well. So I was editing during that. Then I finished that and made my grocery list. I finished Meyer already earlier today actually, so we could go today, but then we didn't end up going. And then I did Tony's and Caputo's and Jewel so that we can go again. Well, we need to go to those on those days. So I finished that. We also got the email back from the vet today, and Bravo came back with a clean bill of health, which is awesome. So Charlie is going on Friday, and then Bliss is going the following Friday. So like I said, Bravo, he got all his blood work done and all that stuff and tested and everything, and they said that he is looking good. So like I said, that's really awesome. There's just, again too, like a couple, I think I was telling you guys, like those pills, and I think we're gonna try and get them some like dog teeth chews and stuff like that. But the thing is that I wanted to ask the vets like what kind like that he recommends, but I realized that I didn't, so we have 2 more opportunities to do that. So we have 2 more dogs to take, so we'll ask him about that. And then after that, I think, like I said, you know, that's really the only thing that Bravo needs, probably some of that. At some point he'll probably have to have his teeth cleaned, but we're gonna see how long we can kind of do without, you know, with just doing like the teeth chews, you know, like those what's it called, the toothpaste kind of, not toothpaste, but like you guys know, like the chew treats or whatever, dental treats, those kind of things. We'll probably do that. But like I said, I got some stuff done. I also did some dishes today as well, made dinner, cleaned up from dinner. But it's also too, guys, it is warm out. It's not actually that hot, but it just felt really warm in my room, and like it's warmer in my room too than in the rest of the house. I think I always tell you guys this, like I leave my bedroom, and I think it's because I leave my door closed all the time. I leave my bedroom and it's like a whole like 5 degrees or 10 degrees difference when I leave my room compared to being in here, because it's in the middle of the house and it feels like it just keeps the heat in. So that's why I switched to a tank top and leggings today, like athletic leggings, capris, because I was like, I'm too hot. I don't, you know, like it's warm. It's only was, I think it was like 60 something as a high today, but it's supposed to get up to 70 I think by Friday, so I think it's supposed to keep getting warmer every day. So anyways, though, like I said, we'll have to figure out what to wear tomorrow. But I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.